There's something powerful about holding back a part of who you are. The temptation in today's world, especially with the rise of social media, is to reveal everything, to share every thought, every moment, and every detail of our lives. But here's the truth. When we give too much of ourselves away, we lose control. We lose the ability to choose who truly deserves access to the essence of who we are. We all have something sacred within us, a space that should be guarded, not for fear of others, but for the protection of our emotional well-being. The more we share, the more people think they have the right to demand. The more we reveal, the less we have left for ourselves. Personal boundaries are vital. They aren't just walls we build to keep people out. They're the lines that ensure we maintain our sense of identity. They allow us to choose when to let someone in and when to keep our distance. Boundaries are how we tell the world that we are not defined by others' perceptions of us. Think about trust for a moment. Trust isn't something that happens overnight. It's not something to be given freely, it's earned. When you give someone too much of yourself too soon, you risk handing over power they haven't earned. The trust that takes time to build is the trust that creates genuine connection. Now, I want you to imagine this. When you don't give everything away, you create an air of mystery. It's not about playing games or being elusive. It's about maintaining control over your story. When you protect your inner world, you become more intriguing, more respected. People will come to value your words, your actions, and your presence in ways they wouldn't if you simply handed them everything on a silver platter. In a world where oversharing has become the norm, the ability to hold some things back makes you stand out. It allows you to decide what you want people to know and when you want them to know it. It allows you to remain in control of the narrative that defines you. But be careful, there's a fine line between vulnerability and oversharing. Vulnerability is about being open and honest, but it's not about making yourself a target. When you share too much, you risk others misusing or distorting your words and intentions. Your vulnerability can become a weapon in the hands of those who don't have your best interests at heart. In the age of constant connectivity, we have to remember that not everyone needs access to every part of us. The most meaningful relationships are built on trust, patience, and shared experiences, not on oversharing every thought or feeling as it arises. You choose your circle. You choose who gets to know the real you. It's also important to recognize that our actions speak louder than any words we share. The true measure of who we are lies in how we live, how we treat others, and how we carry ourselves in the world. We don't need to reveal every detail of our lives to show our worth. Our character is written in the way we move through the world, not in what we post or say. So I urge you, protect your space, guard your boundaries, hold back just enough to maintain your mystery and protect your inner peace. Your story is yours to tell, and you should choose who deserves to hear it. Be mindful of what you share and with whom, because your emotional resilience and self-worth depend on it. Personal boundaries are an essential aspect of self-care and emotional well-being. They represent the invisible lines we draw around ourselves to protect our emotions, thoughts, and personal space. By setting boundaries, we communicate to the world what we are comfortable with and what we are not. These boundaries are not just physical, they extend into our emotional, mental, and even social lives. They help us navigate relationships in a way that honors our needs and feelings while ensuring that we maintain a sense of individuality and autonomy. When we establish personal boundaries, we are essentially creating a framework for how we wish to be treated. They serve as a shield, protecting us from harmful or draining interactions. Without these boundaries, we become susceptible to the influence of others, potentially allowing them to shape our thoughts, actions, and decisions. Boundaries give us the power to decide what we share, when we share it, and with whom, giving us control over our own narrative and emotional landscape. Setting personal boundaries isn't always easy. It requires a deep understanding of oneself, knowing what makes us comfortable, what triggers us, and what we value most in life. Often, people feel guilty about setting boundaries, worrying that they might upset others or appear selfish. However, the reality is that boundaries are not a reflection of selfishness, but of self-respect. By honoring our own boundaries, we are able to show up in relationships as our true selves, rather than as people who are constantly compromising or sacrificing our well-being for the sake of others. It's also important to recognize that personal boundaries are not fixed. They can evolve over time as we grow and change. What might have been acceptable in one phase of life may no longer serve us in another. Boundaries are dynamic and should be adjusted to reflect our current emotional state, values, and priorities. As we progress in our lives and relationships, we must be willing to reassess and reinforce our boundaries to ensure they remain relevant and protective. One of the greatest benefits of establishing personal boundaries is the clarity they provide. When we know where we stand, we are less likely to be swayed by external pressures or manipulate situations to please others. Boundaries allow us to protect our time, energy, and emotions, and they help us to prioritize our needs without guilt or fear of rejection. When we communicate our boundaries clearly to others, we create an environment where mutual respect is the foundation of all interactions. Setting personal boundaries allows us to cultivate healthier, more balanced relationships. It encourages others to respect our space and encourages us to do the same for them. It's important to note that boundaries should be reciprocal. Just as we set limits for ourselves, we must also be mindful of the limits of others, respecting their space, needs, and preferences. When both parties in a relationship honor each other's boundaries, the connection deepens and trust flourishes. Personal boundaries are a tool for preserving our mental and emotional health. They empower us to take control of our lives, protect our peace, and foster relationships that are built on mutual understanding and respect. By learning to set and enforce these boundaries, we ensure that we are not only protecting ourselves from harm, but also creating space for authentic and meaningful connections with others. Self-awareness is the foundation of personal growth and emotional intelligence. It involves a deep understanding of who we are, our motivations, values, strengths, weaknesses, and the way we react to the world around us. At its core, self-awareness is about being in tune with our inner selves, recognizing our thoughts and feelings as they arise, and understanding the impact they have on our behavior and decisions. This awareness allows us to make more deliberate choices rather than reacting impulsively or out of habit. One of the key aspects of self-awareness is the ability to observe our own thoughts and emotions without judgment. This means recognizing when we are angry, sad, anxious, or joyful, and understanding the underlying reasons behind those feelings. It's not enough to simply identify that we feel a certain way. Self-awareness asks us to explore why we feel that way and what it means for us in that moment. This deeper understanding provides clarity and insight into our behavior and can guide us in making more thoughtful and intentional decisions. Self-awareness also involves recognizing our patterns of thinking and behavior. We all have mental habits, ways of thinking and reacting that we have developed over time. Some of these habits serve us well, while others may limit our growth or cause us unnecessary stress. By becoming aware of these patterns, we can begin to break free from negative or unproductive behaviors, replacing them with more positive and constructive habits. This level of awareness requires honesty and courage, as it often means confronting parts of ourselves that we may prefer to ignore or deny. Another important aspect of self-awareness is understanding our personal values and how they shape our decisions and actions. Our values are the principles that guide us and give our lives meaning. When we are aligned with our values, we feel a sense of purpose and fulfillment. However, when our actions contradict our values, we often experience inner conflict or dissatisfaction. Self-awareness allows us to identify these moments of misalignment and take steps to realign ourselves with what truly matters to us. This understanding helps us make choices that are not only authentic, but also in line with our long-term goals and aspirations. In addition to recognizing our own inner world, self-awareness involves understanding how we are perceived by others and the impact we have on them. This awareness requires empathy, the ability to put ourselves in other people's shoes and understand their perspectives. It's about being mindful of how our words, actions, and behaviors affect those around us. By cultivating this awareness, we can improve our relationships, build stronger connections, and create an environment where mutual respect and understanding thrive. Self-awareness also plays a crucial role in managing our emotions and reactions. When we are aware of our emotional triggers, we can take steps to prevent them from dictating our responses. For example, if we know that we tend to get defensive when criticized, self-awareness allows us to pause before reacting, assess the situation, and choose a more constructive response. This emotional regulation is a key component of emotional intelligence and enables us to handle stress, conflict, and challenges with greater resilience and composure. Self-awareness fosters a deeper sense of self-acceptance. When we truly know ourselves, our strengths and weaknesses, our achievements and failures, we can embrace who we are without judgment or shame. This acceptance frees us from the pressure of trying to be something we're not, or meeting external expectations that don't align with our authentic selves. It allows us to show up in the world with confidence and authenticity, unburdened by the need for validation from others. Developing self-awareness is an ongoing process. It requires continuous reflection, introspection, and a willingness to grow. It's not something that happens overnight. Rather, it's a lifelong journey of learning and discovery. As we go through different experiences and face new challenges, our self-awareness evolves, deepening as we gain new insights into ourselves. This process of self-discovery can be both enlightening and challenging, as it often requires us to face difficult truths about ourselves. Yet it is through this exploration that we unlock our greatest potential and create a life that is more aligned with our true selves. Self-awareness is not a destination, it is a continuous process of becoming. It's about learning to be present with ourselves, understanding who we are at our core, and making choices that reflect our true values and beliefs. Through self-awareness, we gain the clarity and insight necessary to live a life that is authentic, purposeful, and fulfilling. Vulnerability and openness are often seen as two sides of the same coin, yet they carry distinct meanings and implications when it comes to human interaction and self-expression. Both involve the act of sharing parts of ourselves with others, but the intention behind each, as well as the level of exposure, can differ greatly. Understanding the nuances between vulnerability and openness is essential for navigating relationships in a way that is both healthy and authentic. Vulnerability is a deeper, more intimate form of sharing. It often involves revealing aspects of ourselves that make us feel exposed or uncertain. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we open ourselves to the possibility of being judged, hurt, or rejected. This act of sharing requires a significant amount of trust, as it is often tied to our most personal fears, insecurities, or wounds. Vulnerability is not something we extend to just anyone. It is reserved for those with whom we have established a deep sense of connection and trust. It requires us to face our discomforts, acknowledge our weaknesses, and share them in a way that invites understanding and compassion. Vulnerability involves the acceptance of our imperfections. It's about embracing our flaws and being willing to show them to the world, even when we might be afraid of the judgment that could come as a result. The willingness to be vulnerable is often seen as a sign of strength rather than weakness, as it takes courage to expose oneself in a raw and authentic way. By allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, we create the opportunity for deeper, more meaningful connections. It is through vulnerability that we form real emotional bonds, as it invites others to see us as we truly are, imperfect, yet worthy of love and acceptance. Openness, on the other hand, is a more general and less intense form of sharing. It involves being willing to express our thoughts, feelings, and opinions without necessarily revealing our innermost fears or struggles. Openness can be seen as a way to connect with others and engage in honest communication, but it does not always involve the level of emotional depth that vulnerability does. Being open can mean sharing ideas, talking about our experiences, or discussing our beliefs, but it does not always require exposing the most vulnerable aspects of ourselves. Openness allows us to be transparent in a way that is more controlled, as we choose what we are comfortable sharing based on the context or the relationship. Openness often serves as a bridge to vulnerability. When we practice openness, we create an environment where others feel safe to share their thoughts and experiences as well. It can pave the way for deeper conversations and greater emotional connection. However, openness does not always carry the same risk as vulnerability. While being open about our thoughts or experiences can invite connection, it does not necessarily involve exposing our deepest fears or insecurities. It allows us to be honest without feeling completely exposed. The key difference between vulnerability and openness lies in the emotional depth and the level of personal exposure involved. Vulnerability invites us to reveal our weaknesses, uncertainties, and raw emotions, often at the risk of being judged or hurt. It is an act of emotional courage, requiring us to let go of our defenses and trust that others will meet us with understanding and compassion. Openness, while still valuable in fostering connection, is generally more about expressing thoughts and ideas than about revealing personal pain or struggle. It involves sharing in a way that invites dialogue and understanding, but does not necessarily require full emotional exposure. While vulnerability and openness may seem similar on the surface, they play different roles in building relationships and creating meaningful connections. Vulnerability has the power to deepen relationships by fostering empathy, trust, and acceptance. It encourages others to step into their own vulnerability, creating a shared experience of emotional honesty. Openness, on the other hand, plays an important role in initiating conversations, creating a sense of transparency, and encouraging mutual understanding. It allows us to establish common ground and create a foundation for more intimate exchanges. It's important to note that both vulnerability and openness require discernment. Not every situation or person is worthy of our vulnerability, just as not every conversation demands total openness. Both must be exercised with wisdom and intention, recognizing the dynamics of the relationship and the context of the interaction. Too much vulnerability in the wrong context can lead to emotional harm, while excessive openness without depth can feel shallow or disconnected. Balancing both vulnerability and openness in our interactions allows us to navigate relationships in a way that feels authentic and safe, creating a space where trust, understanding, and mutual respect can flourish. Each serves a different purpose in our emotional lives, and when practiced mindfully, they both contribute to creating stronger, more meaningful connections with others. Trust is a fundamental element of any meaningful relationship, whether personal or professional. It is the invisible thread that connects people and creates a sense of security and mutual respect. However, trust is not something that is freely given. It must be earned over time through consistent actions, honesty, and reliability. Trust is built on the foundation of experience and understanding. It is a dynamic process, not a one-time event, and it requires both individuals to invest in nurturing it. At the heart of earning trust is the consistency of one's actions. Words are important, but they often carry less weight than actions. People judge us not by what we say, but by what we do. If our actions align with our words, if we follow through on our commitments and demonstrate integrity, trust begins to take root. Trust is built by showing up when we say we will, being reliable in times of need, and being dependable in both small and large matters. It is in these moments of consistency that others begin to feel safe in relying on us, knowing that we will honor our promises and act in their best interest. Honesty plays a crucial role in the process of earning trust. Without honesty, trust cannot flourish. When we are transparent with others, whether it's about our intentions, our feelings, or our mistakes, we create an environment of openness and understanding. Honesty does not mean sharing every detail of our lives, but it does mean being truthful in the ways that matter most. People trust those who are straightforward and authentic, even when the truth may be uncomfortable or difficult to hear. A lack of honesty, on the other hand, breeds doubt and suspicion, making it nearly impossible to build a solid foundation of trust. Vulnerability is another essential aspect of earning trust. Being willing to show our authentic selves, including our flaws and insecurities, invites others to do the same. It's in these moments of vulnerability that trust deepens, as we create space for others to witness our true selves without judgment. Vulnerability signals to others that we are not perfect, but we are genuine, and that our intentions are grounded in honesty and authenticity. It allows us to connect with others on a deeper level, fostering empathy and understanding, which are essential for building trust. Earning trust also requires demonstrating reliability over time. One act of kindness or honesty may open the door to trust, but it is the ongoing display of these traits that solidifies it. Trust is fragile. It takes years to build, but moments to destroy. A single breach of trust, whether through dishonesty, betrayal, or inconsistency, can undo all of the work that has been put into cultivating it. For trust to truly be earned, it requires a long-term commitment to maintaining integrity, regardless of circumstances or personal gain. It's about showing that we can be counted on, even when things get tough, and that we will continue to act in alignment with our values, no matter the challenges we face. Accountability also plays a key role in earning trust. Taking responsibility for our actions, particularly when we make mistakes, is crucial in demonstrating our reliability and integrity. When we own up to our shortcomings and take steps to rectify them, we show others that we are trustworthy, even in the face of adversity. People value those who are accountable because it shows a level of maturity and self-awareness. And avoiding responsibility or shifting blame, on the other hand, erodes trust and damages the relationship. By owning our actions, we reinforce the idea that we can be relied upon to act ethically and honorably, even when the situation is difficult. Another critical factor in earning trust is consistency in our values and principles. People trust those whose actions are aligned with a clear set of values, who operate with integrity and fairness in all situations. It's not enough to be trustworthy in one area of life. To truly earn trust, we must be consistent across the board. This consistency signals to others that we can be counted on to uphold our values, regardless of the context. When people see that we behave in the same way across different situations and with different people, they come to rely on our sense of integrity. In relationships, trust is a reciprocal process. It's not just about earning trust from others, but also about allowing others to earn our trust. Trust is built through mutual respect and understanding, and it requires both parties to demonstrate honesty, reliability, and commitment. Trust is not a one-way street. It is a shared experience that evolves as both individuals contribute to its development. It's important to remember that trust is not something that can be rushed or forced. It takes time to cultivate and requires patience, understanding, and a willingness to invest in one another. Trust is earned through the consistent demonstration of values, actions, and intentions over time. It is a process that requires vulnerability, honesty, reliability, and accountability. Trust is not an entitlement. It is a privilege that must be nurtured through authentic connections and genuine efforts. When trust is earned, it becomes the foundation upon which deep and lasting relationships are built, creating an environment where both individuals feel valued, respected, and secure. Trust is the bond that holds relationships together, and it is through our actions and integrity that we create the conditions for it to flourish. The power of mystery is often underestimated in a world that values transparency and openness. While there is a growing trend toward sharing every detail of our lives, experiences, and thoughts, there is something uniquely powerful about maintaining a sense of mystery about oneself. Mystery invites curiosity, respect, and intrigue, and it allows us to retain a certain degree of control over how we are perceived. When we hold back certain aspects of ourselves, we create an air of mystery that others are naturally drawn to, which can deepen relationships and create lasting connections. Mystery acts as a form of self-preservation. It creates boundaries around parts of ourselves that we choose to keep private, and in doing so, it shields us from the influence of others. People who reveal everything about themselves risk being defined by the judgments or opinions of others, whereas those who maintain an element of mystery retain control over their narrative. Mystery ensures that we are not easily understood or categorized, and it prevents others from making assumptions about who we are based on partial or incomplete information. Mystery can also be an effective tool in social and professional settings. It allows us to remain enigmatic, which can spark curiosity and make others want to engage with us more deeply. People are naturally inclined to ask questions and seek to understand what lies beneath the surface. By keeping certain things to ourselves, we give others the space to fill in the gaps, which often leads to a greater desire to learn more. This desire for discovery can foster deeper connections and create an air of fascination that makes us more memorable. The power of mystery allows us to maintain a sense of individuality. In an era where everyone is connected and constantly sharing through social media and other platforms, the tendency is for people to present an image of their lives that is carefully curated. But by withholding certain details, we retain a part of ourselves that remains unspoken and private. This creates a sense of depth and complexity, as others are left to wonder and imagine who we truly are. Our actions, rather than our words, become the primary means through which others learn about us, and it is through these actions that our true character is revealed. Mystery also plays a vital role in relationships. When we share too much, too quickly, we risk overwhelming others with information and creating a sense of familiarity that can dampen the excitement and intrigue that comes with getting to know someone. By keeping certain aspects of ourselves hidden, we allow the relationship to unfold at its own pace, with space for discovery and exploration. This slow unveiling creates an environment of anticipation and excitement, and it helps preserve the sense of novelty that can otherwise fade once everything about a person is known. Relationships built on a sense of mystery tend to feel more dynamic, as both parties are always learning new things about each other, keeping the bond fresh and engaging. In addition to fostering curiosity and intrigue, mystery also cultivates a sense of respect. People are naturally drawn to those who are not easily defined, and there is a certain admiration that comes with knowing someone who is complex and multidimensional. By maintaining a sense of mystery, we signal to others that there is more to us than meets the eye, and this can command respect. When others realize that we are not willing to share every detail of our lives, they may see us as more self-assured and independent, and this can elevate our stature in their eyes. Mystery prevents us from being reduced to stereotypes or labels, and instead, we are seen as individuals with depth and substance. Mystery enables us to protect our emotional space. When we expose too much of ourselves, we risk becoming vulnerable to manipulation or emotional drain. By keeping some things hidden, we create a boundary that safeguards our personal well-being. This is particularly important in relationships or situations where trust has not yet been established, as revealing too much too soon can lead to emotional vulnerability. Mystery serves as a buffer that allows us to reveal ourselves gradually, ensuring that we only share what feels safe and comfortable. There is also an element of power that comes with mystery. When we are not easily understood, others are left to make assumptions or form their own opinions about us. This ambiguity gives us the ability to shape our interactions in a way that works to our advantage. In professional environments, for example, maintaining a sense of mystery can give us leverage, as it prevents others from having a full understanding of our intentions, strategies, or abilities. People are less likely to make quick judgments or assumptions when they are uncertain about who we are or what we are capable of. This sense of unpredictability can be an asset in negotiations or situations where we need to maintain an element of surprise. The power of mystery allows us to remain adaptable. When we reveal everything about ourselves, we risk becoming static or predictable. Mystery, on the other hand, allows us to shift and evolve without being constrained by others' expectations or perceptions. By keeping certain aspects of ourselves private, we create the freedom to reinvent ourselves and pursue different paths without the weight of external judgment. This flexibility is essential for personal growth and self-discovery, as it enables us to evolve in a way that feels authentic rather than being shaped by the opinions of others. In a world that often values complete transparency and openness, the power of mystery offers a unique form of personal autonomy. It allows us to maintain control over how we are perceived, to preserve our emotional space, and to foster relationships that are dynamic and engaging. By revealing only what we choose and keeping certain things hidden, we create an air of intrigue that draws others in, while maintaining our own sense of individuality and depth. Mystery is not about deceit or manipulation. Rather, it is about holding on to a part of ourselves that is uniquely ours, a part that invites curiosity, respect, and genuine connection. The influence of social media on our lives has been profound and transformative, reshaping the way we communicate, share information, and perceive the world around us. What began as a simple tool for connecting with friends and family has evolved into a powerful force that affects nearly every aspect of our daily existence. From how we interact with others to the way we form opinions and make decisions, social media has become a central part of our social fabric, influencing everything from personal relationships to global events. Social media has made communication faster, more accessible, and more widespread. The ability to connect with people across the globe in real time has broken down geographical and cultural barriers, allowing individuals to share their lives, ideas, and experiences in a way that was once unimaginable. This connectivity has brought about a democratization of information, enabling anyone with an internet connection to voice their thoughts, share their creativity, and build an audience. For businesses, social media has become an invaluable tool for marketing and customer engagement, allowing brands to reach potential customers in ways that traditional advertising never could. The influence of social media extends far beyond its role as a communication platform. It has fundamentally altered the way we perceive ourselves and others. The curated nature of social media, where people present an idealized version of their lives, has created a culture of comparison. We are constantly exposed to the highlight reels of other people's lives, often leading us to feel inadequate or dissatisfied with our own. This culture of comparison can erode self-esteem and foster unrealistic expectations as we measure our worth against the seemingly perfect lives portrayed online. The pressure to keep up with this idealized version of reality has led to an increase in mental health issues such as anxiety and depression, particularly among younger users who are most vulnerable to these pressures. Social media also plays a significant role in shaping our perceptions of beauty, success, and happiness. Platforms like Instagram and TikTok, which are centered around images and videos, have contributed to the rise of influencer culture. Individuals who have built large followings on social media often promote products, lifestyles, and standards of beauty that many aspire to. While some influencers use their platforms to promote positivity and inclusivity, others perpetuate unattainable beauty standards and materialistic ideals. These images of success can distort our understanding of what it means to live a fulfilling life, placing an emphasis on external appearance and wealth rather than personal growth or meaningful connections. Beyond the impact on self-perception, social media has also reshaped how we consume information and engage with the world. The advent of news feeds and algorithm-driven content delivery has led to a highly personalized experience, where the information we see is tailored to our interests, preferences, and past behavior. While this can make the experience of using social media more engaging and relevant, it also has a darker side. Filter bubbles and echo chambers are created when individuals are exposed only to information that aligns with their existing beliefs and opinions. This selective exposure can reinforce biases, limit critical thinking, and make it more difficult for people to engage with perspectives that differ from their own. The rise of misinformation and disinformation on social media has further complicated this issue. The speed at which information spreads online, combined with the ease of sharing unverified content, has created an environment where false or misleading information can go viral. This has serious consequences for public discourse, as people are increasingly unable to distinguish between credible sources and unreliable ones. In some cases, this has led to the spread of conspiracy theories, political polarization, and a general erosion of trust in institutions and experts. The challenge of navigating this landscape has made it more difficult for individuals to make informed decisions and has undermined the integrity of public dialogue. Social media has also had a profound effect on how we form and maintain relationships. While it has allowed people to stay connected across distances, it has also changed the nature of these connections. Online interactions often lack the depth and nuance of face-to-face conversations, which can lead to misunderstandings and superficial connections. The ease of interacting with others online has made it easier to maintain a large number of acquaintances, but it has also led to a sense of loneliness and isolation for many. The paradox of social media is that, despite its ability to connect people, it has also contributed to a sense of disconnection, as online relationships can sometimes feel less authentic or meaningful than in person. The impact of social media on the younger generation has been particularly pronounced. For many young people, social media is a central part of their identity and daily life. It shapes how they interact with their peers, how they form opinions, and how they present themselves to the world. Social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok have become integral to the socialization process, influencing everything from fashion trends to political beliefs. While these platforms can provide a sense of belonging and community, they also expose young people to the pressures of online validation, where likes, shares, and comments can become measures of self-worth. The constant need for approval and the fear of missing out, FOMO, can lead to anxiety, body image issues, and an unhealthy dependence on social media for self-esteem. In addition to its impact on individuals, social media has also changed the way businesses, governments, and organizations interact with the public. Companies use social media platforms to build brands, promote products, and engage with customers directly. This has created a more direct relationship between consumers and companies, where feedback is instant and customer service is often conducted through social media channels. Governments and politicians have also recognized the power of social media, using it as a tool for campaigning, organizing, and communicating with constituents. However, this has also raised concerns about privacy, surveillance, and the manipulation of public opinion, particularly in the context of political campaigns and social movements. The influence of social media is vast and multifaceted. It has brought about significant changes in the way we communicate, consume information, and form relationships. While it has created opportunities for connection, creativity, and expression, it has also introduced challenges related to mental health, misinformation, and social polarization. As we continue to navigate the digital age, it is crucial to recognize the power that social media holds and to approach it with mindfulness, awareness, and a critical eye. The impact of social media on our lives will continue to evolve, and how we choose to engage with it will shape the future of our societies and cultures. Overexposure, whether it refers to the constant sharing of personal information, excessive visibility in the public eye, or the inundation of stimuli from media and technology, can have a profound and often negative impact on individuals, communities, and societies as a whole. In an era of social media, digital platforms, and constant connectivity, the boundaries between private and public life have become increasingly blurred. Overexposure has become a widespread issue, and its effects are far-reaching, influencing everything from mental health to personal relationships and even societal structures. When it comes to personal overexposure, the first significant consequence is the erosion of privacy. In the age of social media, many individuals freely share details about their daily lives, emotions, opinions, and even their most intimate moments. While this level of transparency may feel empowering or validating in the moment, it comes at a cost. The more we expose ourselves online, the more we lose control over our personal narrative. Once information is shared, it becomes public domain, and the potential for judgment, misinterpretation, or even exploitation increases. The lack of privacy leaves individuals vulnerable to unwanted attention, both positive and negative, and it can lead to an overwhelming sense of being constantly observed. One of the most notable consequences of overexposure is the impact on mental health. Constant visibility can breed a sense of anxiety and stress as individuals feel the pressure to perform, maintain an idealized image, or live up to expectations set by others or by the platforms themselves. Social media platforms, for example, often create environments where individuals are compelled to curate their lives to appear perfect, resulting in the constant comparison to others. This can lead to feelings of inadequacy, self-doubt, and a diminished sense of self-worth. The desire for validation through likes, comments, or shares becomes an unhealthy cycle that feeds on the need for external approval, making it difficult for individuals to find contentment within themselves. The effect of overexposure on self-esteem can be particularly harmful, especially when it comes to young people. Adolescents and young adults in particular are navigating the complexities of identity formation, and constant exposure to curated, idealized versions of others' lives can distort their sense of self. The pressure to conform to certain beauty standards, lifestyle choices, or social expectations becomes amplified when constantly bombarded with images and narratives that seem perfect. The more individuals expose themselves to these curated realities, the more they internalize the idea that their own lives are lacking, which can lead to a decline in self-esteem and body image issues. Overexposure can also strain personal relationships. When individuals share too much of their personal lives online, it can create tension and discomfort among friends, family members, and romantic partners. Relationships are built on trust and mutual respect, and when one party feels that their privacy is being violated or that personal matters are being aired for public consumption, it can lead to conflict. In some cases, overexposure can result in the breakdown of relationships as boundaries are crossed and trust is eroded. Partners or close friends may feel that their lives are being invaded, or they may become uncomfortable with the level of openness shared in a public forum. This dynamic can create friction and resentment, particularly when there is a lack of consent or understanding about the boundaries of privacy. On a larger scale, overexposure has significant implications for society as a whole. The constant stream of information and media has resulted in a culture of immediacy where attention spans are shortened and the desire for instant gratification is heightened. The rapid consumption of information without time for reflection or contemplation has led to a culture of oversaturation where it is difficult to process the sheer volume of stimuli we are exposed to on a daily basis. This constant barrage of content, ranging from news to entertainment to advertisements, can desensitize individuals to important issues and make it harder to focus on what truly matters. The overwhelming nature of overexposure can lead to fatigue, stress, and an inability to find a sense of calm or peace in daily life. Overexposure also fuels the spread of misinformation and sensationalism. The more individuals share and consume information online, the more likely it is that false or misleading content will spread. In the rush to stay relevant or attract attention, headlines and stories are often sensationalized, stripped of nuance, or presented out of context. The constant bombardment of news and information can make it difficult to discern fact from fiction, leading to confusion and mistrust. This is especially problematic in the political and social spheres, where overexposure to biased or misleading narratives can contribute to polarization, division, and a breakdown in productive discourse. The rise of influencer culture has also contributed to the negative effects of overexposure. Influencers, people who have gained large followings on social media platforms, often live lives that are constantly under scrutiny. While many influencers may present an image of success and glamour, the reality is often far more complicated. The pressure to maintain an image, create content that resonates with followers, and stay relevant can lead to burnout and mental health struggles. The constant need for validation and the desire to maintain a perfect public persona can create a sense of emptiness or dissatisfaction. Additionally, the way influencers' lives are presented often distorts reality, leading followers to compare their own lives to an unattainable standard, which can further exacerbate feelings of inadequacy. In the workplace, overexposure can lead to the blurring of professional and personal boundaries. As more people work remotely and use digital platforms to communicate, the lines between personal and professional life become increasingly difficult to navigate. The expectation that employees are always available, accessible, and constantly engaged can lead to burnout and decreased productivity. When work is always present and personal time is invaded by professional demands, the ability to truly disconnect and recharge is diminished. This constant overexposure to work stimuli can lead to a sense of disconnection, as individuals are unable to find balance or establish healthy boundaries between their professional and personal lives. Overexposure can also contribute to a lack of authenticity. In a world where everyone is constantly visible and under pressure to present a curated version of themselves, it becomes more difficult to express vulnerability and genuine emotions. People may feel compelled to conform to the expectations of others or to present an idealized version of their lives that fits within societal norms. This can result in a culture of superficiality where true self-expression is stifled in favor of maintaining a polished public image. Overexposure to societal pressures and expectations can stifle creativity, individuality, and the ability to connect with others on a deeper, more authentic level. The impact of overexposure is complex and multifaceted. While it can bring opportunities for connection, visibility, and growth, it also carries significant risks for individuals' mental health, relationships, and overall well-being. The loss of privacy, the pressures of comparison, and the overwhelming nature of constant visibility can create a range of emotional and psychological challenges. In a world that increasingly values exposure over privacy, it is important to recognize the need for boundaries and the importance of protecting one's emotional and mental space. Choosing your circle, the people you allow into your life, the ones you confide in, and the relationships you cultivate has an immense impact on your well-being, personal growth, and overall happiness. The individuals you surround yourself with shape your thoughts, behaviors, and attitudes in ways that can either uplift you or drain you. In a world that often emphasizes the importance of networking and having as many connections as possible, it is easy to overlook the profound significance of intentionally choosing who we spend time with. In reality, the quality of your circle is far more important than the quantity of relationships. One of the most powerful reasons to be mindful of your circle is because the people around you have the ability to influence your mindset and perspective. Humans are naturally social creatures, and we are deeply affected by the energy and attitudes of those we interact with regularly. The people in your circle can either elevate your thinking, encourage your growth, and support your goals, or they can limit your potential, create doubt, and reinforce negative patterns. A positive, supportive environment fosters creativity, resilience, and ambition, while a toxic or unsupportive circle can drag you down, hinder your progress, and negatively impact your mental and emotional state. The influence of your circle goes beyond just the emotional realm. It can also affect your decision-making and actions. When you are surrounded by people who share similar values, beliefs, and aspirations, you are more likely to make decisions that align with your authentic self. In contrast, if you are surrounded by individuals who prioritize different values or engage in behaviors that conflict with your own goals, you may find yourself making choices that don't serve your best interests. Choosing your circle wisely means being selective about the energy you allow into your life and making sure that people around you support who you want to become rather than who you were. Your circle can also have a significant impact on your self-worth. We often seek validation and affirmation from the people around us, whether consciously or unconsciously. If you are surrounded by individuals who uplift and encourage you, you are more likely to feel valued and confident. On the other hand, if your circle consists of people who are critical, judgmental, or dismissive, your self-esteem can take a hit. It is essential to choose a circle that nurtures your growth and makes you feel secure in who you are, rather than one that makes you feel small or inadequate. In addition to emotional and psychological well-being, your circle can influence the opportunities available to you. The connections you build with others can open doors to new experiences, job prospects, collaborations, and personal growth. In many ways, your circle is a reflection of where you are in life and where you're headed. People who have achieved similar goals or who share a common vision can offer guidance, mentorship, and support that propel you forward. Conversely, if your circle consists of individuals who are stagnant or uninterested in progress, you may find it difficult to break free from old habits or find the inspiration to pursue new opportunities. Choosing your circle also plays a crucial role in your ability to navigate challenges. Life is full of ups and downs, and when faced with adversity, the people around you can either be a source of strength or a source of additional stress. Supportive friends and loved ones provide not only emotional comfort, but also practical help when needed. Whether it's offering advice, lending a listening ear, or simply providing encouragement, a strong circle can be the foundation that helps you persevere through difficult times. Conversely, a negative or unsupportive circle may contribute to feelings of isolation, increase stress, or exacerbate difficult emotions. The people in your circle also influence the type of conversations you engage in and the ideas you are exposed to. Surrounding yourself with individuals who challenge your thinking, introduce you to new perspectives, and encourage intellectual growth can help you expand your horizons and broaden your understanding of the world. A diverse circle, made up of people with different backgrounds, experiences, and viewpoints, fosters a rich exchange of ideas that can help you grow both personally and professionally. On the other hand, when you limit your circle to those who only reinforce your existing beliefs, you risk falling into echo chambers where you are never exposed to new ways of thinking or approaching problems. Another key aspect of choosing your circle is the importance of shared values. It is not enough to simply have people around you who you enjoy spending time with. It is also vital that your circle aligns with your values, priorities, and long-term vision. When the people around you share similar values, there's a greater sense of understanding, respect, and mutual support. Whether it is a shared commitment to honesty, kindness, hard work, or personal growth, aligning with others who hold similar values ensures that your relationships are authentic and fulfilling. When values diverge significantly, it can create friction, misunderstandings, and a sense of disconnect that undermines the strength of the relationship. The dynamic within your circle can also influence how you view yourself and the world. Positive, encouraging people tend to help you see the best in yourself, while those with negative or limiting mindsets may encourage self-doubt or reinforce the idea that your dreams are unattainable. Being surrounded by individuals who celebrate your successes, help you navigate failures, and hold you accountable for your actions can make all the difference in maintaining a positive self-improvement and fostering personal development. Choosing a circle that encourages growth, self-improvement, and resilience sets the stage for a life of greater fulfillment and purpose. Your circle also has a significant role to play in the way you approach and experience success. Success is not just about achieving personal goals, it is about the people you share that success with and the environment in which you thrive. When you have a supportive and encouraging circle, you are more likely to celebrate each other's victories and help each other navigate setbacks. The sense of community and shared success creates a positive reinforcement loop that motivates everyone to keep striving for greatness. In contrast, a competitive or unsupportive circle may lead to feelings of jealousy, rivalry, or insecurity, which can detract from your sense of accomplishment and satisfaction. The importance of choosing your circle lies in its capacity to either enhance or diminish your life experience. Every individual you allow into your inner circle plays a part in shaping who you are, how you feel, and how you experience the world. Surrounding yourself with people who share your values, challenge you to grow, and support your journey creates a nurturing environment where you can flourish. In contrast, being in a circle that drags you down or encourages negative patterns can hinder your progress and prevent you from reaching your full potential. By consciously choosing your circle, you take control of the influences that shape your life and create a foundation for happiness, success, and fulfillment. Emotional resilience is the capacity to adapt to, recover from, and thrive despite the challenges, stressors, and setbacks life inevitably brings. It is not just about bouncing back from difficult experiences. It's about learning from adversity and using those lessons to become stronger, more grounded, and more capable of handling future challenges. Emotional resilience plays a key role in maintaining mental health and well-being, enabling individuals to manage their emotions effectively even when faced with overwhelming circumstances. Emotional resilience involves the ability to navigate difficult emotions with grace. Life's challenges can bring up a wide array of emotions, from anger and frustration to sadness, fear, and anxiety. Resilient individuals are not immune to these feelings, but they possess the tools to manage and process them rather than allowing these emotions to take over. Instead of denying or suppressing emotions, emotional resilience encourages acknowledgement and understanding of what is felt in the moment without being consumed by it. This emotional awareness allows individuals to respond thoughtfully to adversity rather than reacting impulsively or destructively. One key aspect of emotional resilience is the ability to maintain a positive outlook, even when faced with adversity. This doesn't mean ignoring the reality of a difficult situation or pretending everything is fine, but rather cultivating an optimistic perspective that focuses on potential solutions and future growth. Resilient individuals tend to view challenges as opportunities for learning and growth, rather than insurmountable obstacles. This mindset allows them to maintain hope and motivation even in the face of setbacks. They understand that challenges are a natural part of life, and overcoming them can lead to greater strength and wisdom. A crucial element of emotional resilience is self-awareness. Resilient individuals are in tune with their thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, and they understand how these elements interact with each other. They can identify when they are feeling overwhelmed, anxious, or stressed, and take steps to manage these feelings before they spiral out of control. Self-awareness allows them to recognize unhealthy patterns and make conscious decisions to change or interrupt them. For example, they may notice when they are engaging in negative self-talk and choose to replace those thoughts with more positive, realistic ones. By being self-aware, resilient people are able to stay grounded and focused, even in the most difficult of circumstances. Another important aspect of emotional resilience is emotional regulation, the ability to manage and control one's emotional responses. This doesn't mean suppressing emotions, but instead learning to express them in healthy ways. Emotional regulation helps individuals avoid impulsive reactions or emotional outbursts that can lead to regret or harm. Resilient individuals are able to pause, take a deep breath, and choose their response rather than reacting instinctively. They may use tools such as mindfulness, breathing exercises, or journaling to help regulate their emotions in stressful situations. Emotional regulation also involves understanding that emotions are temporary and that difficult feelings will eventually pass, allowing individuals to ride the wave of emotion without being overwhelmed by it. Support systems are another vital component of emotional resilience. While it is possible to build internal resilience through self-awareness and emotional regulation, having a strong support network of friends, family, or colleagues can greatly enhance one's ability to cope with challenges. Resilient people understand the importance of reaching out for help when needed, and they don't isolate themselves whether it's seeking advice, venting frustrations, or simply having someone to lean on for comfort. Social support provides a safety net that helps individuals navigate tough times. This sense of connection reminds individuals that they are not alone, which can alleviate feelings of loneliness or helplessness. Resilience also involves adaptability, the ability to adjust to new or unexpected situations. Life often throws curveballs, and plans can be disrupted by unforeseen circumstances. Resilient individuals embrace change and flexibility, understanding that the ability to pivot is essential to navigating life's unpredictability. When faced with setbacks or unexpected outcomes, resilient individuals take stock of the situation, assess their options, and adjust their approach as necessary. Instead of getting stuck in frustration or disappointment, they focus on finding new solutions and adapting their goals or strategies to better fit the current circumstances. Adaptability is key in maintaining emotional balance and avoiding the stress that can come with rigid thinking. Resilient individuals tend to have a sense of purpose and meaning in life. Having a clear understanding of what one values and what goals are most important provides a sense of direction that helps individuals stay focused even when things get tough. A strong sense of purpose acts as an anchor during challenging times, reminding individuals why they are persevering and what they hope to achieve. It can also provide motivation to keep going when the going gets rough, as resilient people are often driven by a deep sense of commitment to their values or long-term vision. Whether it's family, personal growth, career, or a passion for helping others, a clear sense of purpose helps maintain emotional strength when external circumstances feel overwhelming. Another important factor in emotional resilience is self-compassion, the practice of being kind and understanding toward oneself during moments of struggle or failure. Resilient individuals recognize that everyone experiences hardships and they do not harshly judge themselves for their difficulties. Instead, they treat themselves with the same care and understanding that they would offer to a friend in need. Self-compassion allows individuals to forgive themselves for mistakes, learn from their experiences, and move forward without dwelling in self-blame or guilt. By being kind to themselves, resilient people are able to maintain their emotional balance and continue to take positive steps forward, even after setbacks. Emotional resilience is also about finding balance and maintaining well-being. This involves taking proactive steps to care for one's mental, emotional, and physical health. Resilient individuals prioritize self-care, ensuring they get enough rest, exercise, and relaxation to maintain their energy levels and emotional stability. They may engage in activities like meditation, spending time outdoors, or practicing hobbies that help them recharge and regain focus. By nurturing their own well-being, resilient individuals are better equipped to handle stress and face life's challenges with strength and clarity. The ability to reflect on past experiences plays a critical role in building emotional resilience. Resilient people take time to reflect on challenges they've faced in the past and how they managed to overcome them. This reflection process helps individuals recognize their strengths, learn from mistakes, and build confidence in their ability to handle future adversity. Looking back on past successes reinforces the belief that challenges can be overcome, even when the current situation feels difficult or uncertain. Emotional resilience is an ongoing practice, a combination of mindset, habits, and skills that can be developed and strengthened over time. It is about creating the inner strength to face life's challenges without losing sight of one's values, purpose, and well-being. Resilient individuals understand that emotions are an inevitable part of the human experience, but they also know that they have the tools to navigate those emotions with clarity, purpose, and adaptability. Focusing on actions rather than words is a fundamental principle that underscores the importance of what we do over what we say. Words can be easy to speak and often lack the substance needed to create real change or impact. On the other hand, actions are a tangible reflection of our intentions, values, and commitment. They reveal our true character and demonstrate our ability to follow through on promises and goals. Actions build trust and credibility. Anyone can talk about their intentions, but it is through consistent actions that others see whether we are truly invested in what we claim. When we focus on action, we show our authenticity and reliability, as words without actions often lead to disappointment or disillusionment. People remember how we made them feel through our behavior, not the promises we made. Focusing on actions helps create meaningful results. In the pursuit of personal or professional growth, it is easy to get caught up in the planning, the discussions, and the brainstorming. However, without taking decisive actions, those discussions often remain just that, ideas with no real-world impact. By acting on our intentions, we move closer to achieving our goals and making a tangible difference. Actions also reflect a deeper sense of accountability. When we commit to taking action, we are holding ourselves accountable to others and to our own values. It is in these moments of action that we are truly tested, as they require effort, persistence, and resilience. Over time, actions become habits, and those habits shape the course of our lives. Focusing on actions rather than words enables us to live authentically and make meaningful contributions. While words may inspire or persuade, it is through what we do that we truly leave our mark on the world. Actions speak louder and more profoundly than any words ever could. In conclusion, actions speak louder than words, as they truly reflect our intentions, values, and commitment. While words may inspire or persuade, it is through consistent actions that we build trust, achieve meaningful results, and demonstrate our authenticity. By focusing on what we do, we create a lasting impact, hold ourselves accountable, and live with purpose. Ultimately, actions are what define us, shape our future, and leave a tangible mark on the world around us.